Hello, I'm here today to tell you about my song Alone on the Moon, which is on my soon-to-be released debut album In Darkness and Light on the 7th of July this year at 7 Arts in Leeds. Alone on the Moon is the most relevant song to me, along with Prophecy in terms of lyrics at the moment at this point in time, particularly as right now while I'm doing this recording, I'm currently on day 20 or day 10. I've got 20 days left of a crowdfunding campaign over on Kickstarter. And so this is very much the time to believe in myself and to stay strong and confident and go for it. You know, this is the time. This isn't the time to question what I'm doing because I've already started this and I'm already going for it. Alone on the Moon is very much about that inner vision and following that dream and being a pioneer, because your dream and your vision is unique to you and nobody else has it. So in a way, you are a pioneer if you follow after it, because you're going on a path that hasn't been walked on before. It's unique to you. And being at the front is pretty scary. There'll be lots of similarities and lots of other paths that kind of cross yours and that you can learn from other people's experience. So it's not like we're totally on our own when we're doing this. But this song is very much about feeling alone. In the title Alone on the Moon, I always like to imagine myself when I'm singing this song, I'm actually on the moon and looking back at Earth. And my heart can see for miles. It can see how perfect and beautiful the Earth is. It's not caught up in the day-to-day and the pain and the sorrow or the immediate response to human emotions. It's very much otherworldly. So on the moon, everything looks perfect and quiet, back on Earth. And you can see how small you are in relation to the universe. So there's infinite possibilities. So my heart, which is attached, which is connected to this infinite source of energy, and my mind, which is caught up in all things earth. So the song was actually written because it was written after I'd had some loved ones to stay for the weekend, and they'd been to one of my gigs, and I think they've seen me be a musician for many years, and it's a difficult thing to support someone you love being an artist, because you don't know if they're ever going to make enough money to survive, and that's that fear. I think it's quite difficult being I've had a comment on the crowdfunding campaign on Kickstarter from a lady who said that she wrote to me, she donated money as a mother of another struggling artist. She sort of felt what I was going through. So there is that element of people feeling like you're struggling and wanting to support you. And there is much truth in that. It is difficult being an artist. But I think from a loved one's point of view, it's really when your loved ones are expressing their doubts, which they absolutely have to because they love and care for you, it sort of plays on your own fears. It plays on my own fears. And they're essentially saying what I feel inside, but for them to not have that extra belief in me means that I can't have that extra belief in myself. And it's absolutely the right process to go through, but certainly it's a difficult energy to deal with. And so this song was managing my own experience of that. There's a J.K. Rowling quote which says it's so beautifully. It's difficult to stand up to your enemies, but just as hard to stand up to your friends, because you care a little bit more about what they think. And you want to get on with them, you want to connect with them. So to stand up against them and say, no, I'm going to do this, even when they're thinking it's maybe not a good idea, that's really hard. So yeah, while the song was written in response to a relationship that I have, someone who's very close to me, it's also the more I sing it, it's really just my heart speaking to my head. So my head is the logical, is this the right thing to be doing? And my heart is like, yes, 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 let's do this. So my heart is saying, I want you to support this pioneer in search for new lands. I know that you care for me. My head doesn't want anything to get hurt. I know that you care for me. And you don't want me to fall into the wrong hands. I don't want my heart to get hurt. It's painful, right? But you're moving me away. So my heart wants to get up and walk off because my head is holding it back. Anyway, that's Alone on the Moon.